I know how hard it is when you don't like your results and you don't see the progress. At times like this, I sometimes just wanted to conclude that drawing isn't my thing and quit. I think that this is a problem for all artists at some point, and through time I've realized that this kind of crisis can be handled by learning more about the stages of skill acquisition. Every stage has its own goals, and understanding and accepting these goals can greatly drive your progress. The 3 stages of skill acquisition are cognitive, when we are starting to master a skill and learning the basics; associative, when we are focusing less on our actions and trying to improve; and autonomous, when we reach a point at which we don't need to consciously control our actions. And now I want to expand this topic based on what I know. I've seen this chart many times. It is a skill acquisition chart. I totally agree with it. When you start mastering a skill, the progress is fast because everything is new and you're learning the basics. After this, you start learning things that are a little harder and skill acquisition slows down a little. But when you've learned most things, progress is even slower. The only thing with this chart is that it looks more like this in real life. And now we can map the stages that were mentioned: cognitive, associative, and autonomous. As I said earlier, it is important to understand which goals are associated with each stage. It makes sense that cognitive stage has a goal of learning the basics and building strategies. If we speak about drawing, at cognitive stage, we find basic information, watch how-to videos, and try drawing. The cool thing is that we don't expect huge results at this point, because we understand that our goal is learning. When we reach a point when we like our results to some extent, our goal switches to improving our skill. We move to the associative stage. At this stage, the goal is still to learn, but on a new level. Now we start to experiment and try new things. And after this, we go to autonomous stage, where the goal is to harvest. The problem of losing motivation because we don't like the outcome is the result of unconsciously jumping to the autonomous stage too quickly. This problem occurs because we, being at natural stage of growth, want to harvest already. If we mark ages at the chart, very approximately, it depends on the skill and the age of when the process was started, but cognitive stage will end at about 12-14 years, and associative stage will end at about 20-25 years. Look at the chart and think about which stage are you at. If you're at associative stage of drawing, then it's time to draw sketches and studies. If you don't like the results, that's totally fine. If you like the results, celebrate it and draw something that you don't yet know how to draw. My previous video was about this, about avoiding only drawing one thing that you like. Associative stage is perfect for learning about color theory, autonomy, composition, and how light works. Also, it's a good time to focus on quick drawings. You can do massive projects, but quick sketches will take a lot less time and will be just as useful. The next piece of advice I can give to those who are at the associative stage is to avoid drawing without a reference. Or if you want to draw something from your imagination, draw for the sake of examining yourself. References are very useful, even if they are someone else's art. But remember, a reference is not a stencil. The next piece of advice I can give is to study other artists. Be inspired by them. A lot of times the reason why I would draw something that I actually didn't like drawing and didn't know how to draw was because I would see how other artists did it and I liked it. If you make growth your priority at this point, if you're at associative stage, you will start liking your art more. So keep drawing and don't slouch.